Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University, this is a Channel 18 Rockbridge News Update.
Welcome to today's Rockbridge Report live news update. I'm James Laverty. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin reassured Congress of Wall Street stability in a hearing on Capitol Hill this morning. His remarks come one day after stocks took a historic nosedive.
We are very focused on the long-term economic growth, and we believe that the policies that we've enacted, including tax reform, are very positive for long-term economic growth. We're already beginning to see that in terms of corporate investments back into the United States and the impact on corporate earnings. I think, as you said, the stock market is up significantly, over 30% since President Trump was elected. We're monitoring the stock markets. They're functioning very well, and we continue to believe in the long-term impact of the stock market.
The Dow plummeted nearly 1,600 points by mid-afternoon Monday before rising slightly near the close of trading. It was the biggest point decline during a single trading day in American history and brought an abrupt end to the steady market surge since President Trump's inauguration. Jerome Powell will face this stock market slump as he takes the helm as the 16th chairman of the Federal Reserve. Powell took his oath of office yesterday, succeeding Janet Yellen. His first day on the job saw the biggest market meltdown in 6 years. As Powell begins his term, he'll have to grapple with rising inflation and sustaining an economy at near full employment. Opening statements began this afternoon in the trial of a former Virginia Tech student accused of stabbing a 13-year-old girl. And jurors could hear from a surprising witness for the defense, the suspect's accomplice. David Eisenhower is charged with killing Blacksburg Middle School student Nicole Lovell 2 years ago. Prosecutors told jurors today that the college student made a date with the girl, then stabbed her 14 times. A defense attorney for Eisenhower argued it was his classmate and accomplice, Natalie Keepers, who had persuaded him to kill the girl. Colorado's governor has ordered that flags be flown at half staff across the state today after a police officer was killed yesterday. Deputy Mika Flick is the third law enforcement officer killed in the line of duty in 5 weeks in Colorado. Officers and bystanders lined the streets last night to watch as a procession drove Flick's body from the hospital to the coroner's office. 3 other police officers and a bystander were also shot yesterday in downtown Colorado Springs and are being treated for their injuries. The police said they were trying to detain a car theft suspect when the suspect opened fire. Authorities say the lone suspect was killed, and they have not yet released his identity. A Holocaust denier and self-proclaimed Nazi is poised to win the Republican primary in one Illinois congressional district. CNN's Jim Williams has the story.
I stand for things I deeply believe in.
Among the beliefs of Arthur Jones, GOP candidate in Illinois' 3rd Congressional District, are whites superior to blacks?
No question about it. All you have to do is look at the mess they've made of the Chicago public schools, the mess they've made of their own neighborhoods, and when they come into a white neighborhood, they destroy it.
You know that's racist, that view.
No, that's true.
He calls the Holocaust an extortion racket.
To rack up money for the Jews and to intimidate and terrorize their enemies.
Jones, former head of a Nazi group, is running unopposed in the Republican primary in a district now represented by Democrat Dan Lipinski. Top GOP leaders express outrage. Governor Bruce Rauner, there is no room for neo-Nazis in American politics. I condemn this man in the strongest possible terms. The chairman of the state Republican Party, Tim Snyder, we strongly oppose his racist views and his candidacy for any public office.
My role is as extra force, if you will.
Back in 1989, Jones provided security for former KKK leader David Duke. He got into a scuffle with CBS 2 reporter Mike Kirsch. No apologies then and today. Mr. Jones, do you really believe with these views you can be elected to Congress?
Absolutely. Because I stand for what most white people believe in, but they're afraid to say.
The city of Philadelphia will honor its Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles, with a parade on Thursday. The Eagles scored an upset victory over the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 52 last Sunday night, beating the Pats 41-33. The celebration will begin around 11 a.m. and stretch 5 miles through the center of the city. Police say security along the parade route will be tight after riots broke out following the Eagles' victory last weekend. That's all for today's Tuesday News Update. Tune in on Thursday afternoon at 4:30 for the full-length Rockbridge Report, and visit our website at rockbridgereport.wlu.edu for more of our coverage. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm James Laverty.